Welcome back and thanks for watching Signs and Wonders. We start off today's video with a bit of good news for a change. Canadian leftists furious over Alberta town that voted to ban pride flags on public property. So just to make things clear guys, the woke movement, I'm sure you already know this, is not a civil rights movement fighting for equality. It's actually a political cult movement fighting for supremacy. Once this fact is understood, every other agenda being pursued by the political left today becomes crystal clear. When a movement claims to be fighting for equality, the insinuation is usually that the people involved do not have equal rights under the law. Yet, whenever these activists are asked to give examples of rights they want that others have, they seem to stutter and stumble. The great trick used by the political left is that by simply saying they are fighting for equality, this is a way to automatically justify every one of their actions, no matter how agnostic or insidious. By simply saying they are fighting for equality, they paint themselves as the good guys, even when they are the bad ones. We've been seeing examples of what they really want in towns and cities across Canada and the United States. They want total saturation of their ideology in every single corner of society. No other group, political or religious, gets this kind of special treatment in America or Canada. No other group is offered so much privilege and protection, and yet no other group seems to complain and whine as much either. Supreme Court unanimously rules states can't remove Trump from ballot. In a unanimous decision on Monday, the Supreme Court overturned a Colorado ruling that disqualified Trump from the state's primary ballot on claims that he allegedly engaged in an insurrection. The left are really trying every single thing they can do to keep Trump out of the White House. In fact, just the other day they tried to remove him from the ballot by saying he engaged in insurrection. The ruling rejected the idea that the states can keep federal candidates off the ballot by applying Section 3 of the 14th Amendment, which prohibits candidates from holding federal office if they engage in a, quote, insurrection against the United States. Heavy rains and snow hit Pakistan, destroying homes and leaving dozens unalive. Heavy rains and snow have wreaked havoc across Pakistan over the past 4 days, costing the lives of at least 36 people and injuring over 50 others. The heavy rainfall and snowfall have caused houses to collapse, triggered landslides, and blocked roads, particularly in the country's northwest. Over 6,000 isolated as avalanche closes tunnel entrance in Ostia Valley, Italy. The incident occurred on Regional Road 44 in the Les Valley, leaving 2 municipalities upstream completely cut off from the rest of the region. The isolation affects over 6,000 individuals in 2 sides of the valley of Ostia. The local population, including hundreds of tourists, have found safe accommodation and are currently self-sufficient with access to electricity, food, and diesel. The mayor of Konji, François Aliera, said there are 400 to 500 tourists in addition to 1,400 residents, with all decisions regarding the reopening of roads postponed until further assessments can be made. Whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better off for a great millstone were hung around his neck and if he were thrown into the sea. Doritos just hired a self-described pedophile as a brand ambassador. So before I go any further, I would just like to let you guys know that the pictures you're looking at are 100% real pictures from this thing's profile. They're not doctored in any way. I never ran them through Photoshop. These are the actual pictures of the person that was hired by Doritos. So oily GMO tortilla chip brand Doritos is facing widespread backlash after some genius within the Spanish arm of the company decided to hire a non-binary transgender person who appears to have previously endorsed attractions to young people. I can't even say the words because of YouTube's algorithm, but y'all know what I'm talking about. So they hired this self-described person who is attracted to very young people, who is a transgender, non-binary, just look at the picture, to sell its snacks, brand ambassador. And yes, I am very serious. These are actually real, undoctored pictures of this person. Shockingly, this sick puppy of a man made a post on X, formerly known as Twitter, that translates in English to, I want to do thuggish things like stick a 12-year-old girl up her backside. I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's definitely time for another boycott. Luckily, I never really liked Doritos chips anyway. Not a big fan, but definitely going to make sure my wife doesn't buy them anymore. So the transgender artist Samantha Hudson has been given the role of brand ambassador for Doritos and featured in a sponsored program called Crunch Talks. In this clip, a clip on X or Twitter, he says, "I advocate for the destruction and for the total annihilation of the traditional family."
Yo abogo por aniquilar y destruir por completamente, abolir la familia tradicional nuclear monógama. No es que vaya a darle una paliza a mis padres, ni mucho menos, pero creo que ya está bien de tener un
Antisemitism is on the rise. Alright guys, here's the recipe for disaster. Grab a pen and get ready to write it down. Step 1. Allow your country to be flooded by unchecked mass migration in a large degree coming from poor Islamic countries. Step 2. When a war breaks out in the Middle East, whatever the stance your government takes, members of your vast Jewish community will become targets. And then here's the final product. In the last few hours, mirrored anti-Semitic attacks around Zurich and Paris revealed the tense situation that Jews live in Europe right now. So these two reports show us the similarities, guys. In Switzerland, a teenager has been arrested on suspicion of stabbing and critically wounding an Orthodox Jewish man on the streets of Zurich. Police said they had taken action after a 15-year-old Swiss youth was arrested for inflicting life-threatening injuries on the 50-year-old Jewish man in central Zurich on Saturday night. Last month, local Swiss media reported a police investigation into a business in Davos where a sign in Hebrew declared Jews were barred from renting ski gear, and this is a picture of the actual sign that was posted in this ski lodge ski gear rental place. So yeah, big sign on the door, almost like we live in World War II era. No Jews allowed. Do not rent to Jewish people. Hard to believe in this day and age, guys, but there it is. Meanwhile, in neighboring France, the situation is potentially much worse, as French authorities search for an assailant who attacked a man leaving a synagogue in Paris on Friday evening. A statement from the Paris Public Prosecutor's Office said an assailant was seen physically and verbally assaulting a 62-year-old man wearing a Jewish skullcap as he was leaving a synagogue Friday evening. Police say that the assailant shouted an ethnic slur at the man under the attack. The victim was transported to a hospital for treatment, and the suspect is still at large. Thank you for watching, everybody. I would like to say thank you to Crazy Cat, I believe the name was, for guessing the scripture in yesterday's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you can name the scripture in today's video, please post it in the comment section, and if you are correct, I will pin your comment to the top of the list. God bless you all, and please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on all post notifications so that you never miss a live event, as I do go live periodically throughout the week. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video.